Greetings, sir and sirettes, and welcome back to Stonehearth with me, Lathrix, and of course, welcome back to the Isle of Zeech. In today's episode, we have some very simple goals which I would like to achieve. The first goal is to finish off the bottom level of the storage area, so we can start thinking about what's going to go on top, and how we're even going to do that. The second goal is to try desperately to get to 30 citizens. This way, everything we are doing will be done a lot faster, but also we will have a much larger military by default, because some of the new people will be absolutely fantastic at being soldiers, be it the footman or the archer, or even more clerics. Although, right now we really don't need any more clerics, we already have 4 in a group of 10, so yeah, maybe the clerics we can kind of ignore for the time being and just use those people as workers. So what I've done off camera is I've now made it so all of these chests can no longer hold anything, so soon all of their goods will be moved out. The reason why I've had to do this is because I still can't get the halflings to move these chests. They simply don't count as these chests over here. So what I'm doing is removing all of the items, which means I can then undeploy the chest, and then the chest will be put into another chest, which then counts as a regular item, so then it can be placed again. That's definitely not how it used to work, but it seems like it's just something we're going to have to do. I also have these tiny little seedlings now growing, so that I can start regrowing the forests around us, because well, we've kind of destroyed almost all the trees in the easy-to-get areas, so we definitely need to do that as well. Now, before we continue, let's have a quick look-see what level is our blacksmith now. By the looks of things, level 4, which means they can make the steel short sword as soon as they start making some steel. So, let's maintain 10 of those, and then when you can, I would like 3 of these to be made as soon as possible. Unless I've already made these, I've just got a flashback. Did I already make these before? Equipment. No, I certainly didn't. Or maybe I did, or maybe I just collected one. Either way, we need some more, and we need the blacksmith to level, so even if I didn't need them, I'm still going to make them anyway. An iron shield for our footman, although I think our footman's using a two-handed weapon, so that won't exactly work out. Let's have a quick look, see what you're already equipping. Iron mail, iron pike, which is indeed two-handed, and a really terrible helmet. So I do need a new helmet at least. Make 2 of those when you can. In fact, make them first before starting this, so we don't use up all the iron instantly. And then I would like these as well, which once again are steel. And I need 4 of these, and these are for the clerics. Okay, so that should get done soon enough. As soon as they run out of steel, it will then default to doing stuff down here. As soon as we run out of iron, it will default to this. That should be working just fine. And then soon, we can have the long sword and the two-handed sword, and we can start making things like silver mail and silver helmets to make our knights significantly stronger. But first, let's name some people. The first change will be to our blacksmith, who is being renamed as Ragnarok, so there we are, although I'm fairly certain I am actually pronouncing that wrong. Either way, there we go, it even has the correct accent on it. The first is down. Oh, 1 second, I also need to do this. Once again, a quick reminder, any of the names which has the little asterisk next to it simply means it's already been renamed and is not up for renaming again. You there are now Mercy. Mercy the Cleric. Well, that certainly fits very, very well indeed. Our Master Farmer is now Old Farmer Bill, although I have taken a few liberties and changed the name a little bit because I just think this looks cuter. So there we go, we have Bill. At least he's living up his name. Because of the low stats, this renaming seems a little bit mean, but you are now simply called Hazard. So, one thing, well actually 2 things. First of all, you are going to be called Turbo now. There we go, so that is your rename, I'm very sorry. But I'm going to change this herbalist into a footman, having 6 spirit and 5 body. Although this does make her the perfect cleric, It also makes her a nearly perfect soldier, either a knight or an archer, or even a footman. Pretty much all the roles are fit perfectly by Turbo here. Turbo, you poor thing. So Turbo is going to be changed into a footman. There we are, so a bit of a change of pace there, and increasing our military might once again, because honestly, you don't really need herbalists when you have clerics, and we don't need any more clerics from which the herbalists turn into, so we don't really need her doing this role right now, so may as well make her a footman instead, and likely we will end up upgrading her into a knight. So this one's a little bit weird, because it was 2 suggestions over and over, the first of which was very expected, Bastion. Look at the name, everyone loves Overwatch, and the other knight is already Overwatch themed, why not call it Bastion? The other name was Lathrix, because apparently this beard reminds people of my beard. I can only hope to have a beard that awesome, so clearly people are going insane. I've decided to go with Bastion. I just don't have the ego to name someone with such an amazing beard as Lathrix. Plus, I would get far too attached to the poor fellow. And then when he inevitably dies, I would be in a state of mourning for far, far too long. And you shall be named Stitch. There we go, the Weaver is now called Stitch, which I think is very, very fitting. The name Stitch and the name Stitches came up a lot of times. I've decided to go with Stitch. Another repeat of the previous season. Here we are changing one of our archers' names to Cora. The popular names will never die. And so, Mard is called Lucky, a nice and simple name. Still a fair few to go. This is what happens when you leave it for an episode not naming everyone, and then even get more people in that episode. I love the reasoning for this one. I'm afraid you are now called Magikarp because you are useless. Sometimes the comment just makes such a good reason for the name, you can't deny it. And now I'm going to try and do all 4 of these off camera for a second, as to not keep on cutting back and forth. Okay, so most people are now renamed, with a few exceptions. By the end of the video, this time I will remember to showcase everyone's name, because clearly a few names later on in the episode didn't really get all that much attention. So right now we have 1 person who's staying as a cleric, 2 people who are staying as a cleric, we then have, if we go down, 1 worker, which will eventually become a footman or an archer, and then 1 more worker, which most likely will stay a worker for the rest of their life. And that is it. Everyone else is already named. So still, a very good job to the comment section from the last video. You renamed almost everyone. So finally, let's get started with the video itself. That took far too long. Okay, a trader has appeared, and he is willing to trade us Frostsnap flowers for cactus flower seeds. Don't both of those just do the same thing anyway? And the problem is, I don't have any Frostsnap flowers anyway. Let's have a quick look-see. Can we grow Frostsnap flowers? Let's have a quick look-see if we can, and if we can, then maybe I will. Let's just have a quick look-see first. I can. Sure then. Deal. That's fine. Don't really know why we need the other type of flower, I guess for decorations, but still. And actually, speaking of decorations, I would like to see if we add decorations to a room, will that make people happier? Also, I can clearly see that there's stone currently stuck on this roof. Well done to everyone involved. So what types of decorations do we already have? We have the tapestries, so that's quite an easy one. We can just plop them like so, and do that to every one we can until we run out of them. Did I put it like that? Yes, I did. Okay. And that actually fits really well. I've accidentally made it perfect for fitting these things inside here. So that's pretty darn good. Are they all the same height? Do I really care? Not really. We have some gilded rugs, so let's put that on the entrance, because I think that makes sense to me. Although now we are treating it more of a floor mat than a rug, but you get the idea of where I was going with then. And one of you gets a bunny to sleep with. Ah, aren't you the happiest? And one of you will get a decorative vase. And one of you will get nothing. You get nothing, I'm sorry. Let's see if that makes any difference, and then let's put a couple of lanterns outside to see if they make any difference. I really don't know. And continue. And soon, once all of these are emptied, we can start moving them. Aha! One of them was just emptied. Fantastic. And yes, I did just see something popped up. I will check that in just a second. Seems like they are being moved out slowly, so eventually all of these chests will be here, so all of this area can be farmland. That's clearly not the one that just popped up. The trader will be back in 2 days. Quest for township. I have no idea what just popped up. Maybe someone leveled. Maybe I'm just being completely obtuse. One of the two. Obtuse? Is that how you say that word? It's a word I don't use all that much. This takes forever. I wish there was a button which is like, none can be stored and pick up. It should be like it should be a double button, is what I'm trying to say. Especially since it's so glitchy and I can't just move chests at the moment, which is how it should work, because when you move the chest, you move all the items with it, and that normally works. Or at least it used to work anyway. Okay, you're in there. Does that little bit of decoration help? No. Although you are getting happy very quickly, which is good. Why are you eating on the floor when there's a chair next to you? And I know that these work. I've seen people use them. See? Spacious environment. Okay, that's something I didn't know of. So right now then, if people sleep in these huge houses, because of how big it is, they get a double bonus to happiness while they're asleep, which is weird, I know, but okay, that's fine. And then when they wake up, they'll get a +1 because they slept in a comfy bed. That is really, really good, because it means these houses are going to bring happiness to everyone. Although I'm still not seeing any effects from the decorations yet, so maybe that will take a while longer. I wonder if the really high-end foods, stuff like the pot pies, the cornbread, and the roasted rack of mutton, will cause people to be even happier, give them the tasty meal buff, or whatever they actually want to phrase it as. That would be interesting. So what I'm going to do is put this at the very bottom, just above the eggs, and then we can try to make ourselves some pies, and see if they do well, see if that brings happiness to anyone, as soon as the flour's finished. Either way though, the new room is done, the new house, so let's put down another large house over here, if we can actually fit it. Maybe, oh, maybe yes, maybe not. The ones over there are 4 apart, so I would like this to be 4 as well, but if it's only 3, I think that'll be okay. Oh, it's 2. That is really pushing it. I don't really want to build any more houses here, though. I mean, what I could do is turn them around, and then we could start having the houses sort of square up. That would actually look pretty nice as well. It's like the village is then a single entity, and then we could start making smaller walls. Of course, the reason why we're not making walls already is because if the enemies can't get a direct path to your base, they will simply spawn inside of your base, which isn't really what I would like to see. That looks okay. A little bit of overlap, but really, that's no issue at all. And that could be someone else's bed, and then do that along there and along there. Or we could, if we remove that, we could place these behind the others. Like so. So it's sort of like back-to-back housing. A little bit weird, since the windows will be looking directly into each other, though, so that isn't really what I would like either. So I think I will go with the idea of making it into a sort of cul-de-sac. And build. Plus, honestly, I just want to keep on building so that our value continues to rise. Any of these empty yet? Some of them getting very close, at least. Taking their time. Daily update. And, oh, that is so annoyingly close. Invaders have appeared, and by the looks of things, we are dealing with them just fine, although our knights are taking a battering. Once they level up a little bit, though, that will be a thing of the past. Now, clerics, could you please move up a little bit so your area of effect is actually healing everyone? That would be really helpful. Also, focus fire a bit. One of the clerics leveling up, that's great. The enemies are on fire thanks to our flaming arrows. Let's stop everyone from being panicked for a second. Turbo is already leveling up. That's got to hurt. Completely on fire, being stabbed by tiny swords. It's not a nice death. I can't imagine that being a very nice death at all. Also, we're still waiting for Mountain to appear. It's been a long time. And there we go, and we get yet another Scout's hat, which we can use in the future. Ooh, and a decorative vase. Excellent. You get 2 vases, because I love whoever lives here. Who does live here? Ragnarok. Well, you do have to appease someone called that, let's face it. Ooh, I see wolves. Let's get rid of these guys, because otherwise, as soon as someone tries to grab any of this, they'll be scared for their life, and that's a massive negative to their happiness. And right now, we are bordering on happy. We've almost got a happy colony. It's been a while. Yay, Bastion has leveled up. A brand new day, and we have just got a brand new person. You, a pack mule who is excitable. So, you're a good worker. So you will stay as a worker and you will love what you do. So when it comes to this area down here, clearly, first of all, we need more farmers. Second of all, I think what I'm going to do is when I eventually remove this, which currently is our stockpile, I will add a cooking area here. So this will be an area where the cooking will get done, so all of the food stuff will be down here as well. So some kind of mini storage within the cooking area. It's going to be a bit weird, but I feel like that's the best way to do things. And the new area is almost completed, which is fantastic. Now for the new person though, I do need a bed quickly. So are any of these already free? No. Aha, yes, 1 free there, excellent. There we are. You get a nice comfy bed. And the trader will be back soon, so I'm hoping we did harvest those flowers. If not, we don't get the other type of flower, so it's not really too much of a big deal, but still. Now, which one of you would make the best farmer? We don't really need you to level up quickly, so I think Magikarp. Oh look, Green Thumb. Clearly, Magikarp should be a farmer. Okay then, nice and simple. You are our new farmer, so hopefully tomorrow we can clean up this crop area. The oak tree saplings are now finally ready to be grown, so let's place some down. I can't remember if they really needed space. I have this vague memory of them simply glitching and kind of growing into each other without causing many issues. So, for the most part, I'm going to just place them like this. And then we'll see if that does actually cause an issue. I think this is the best way to figure out if there is a glitch where they can grow through each other or not. And then have a few rows at the back, which are far more spread out, which make a lot more sense. And honestly, we have so many anyway, it doesn't really matter if we're being inefficient, since each of these will already give us 2 or 3 logs. And that one was misplaced, and thus we need to kill the goblin. Hello, goblins. Well, that was easy at least. Oh, yep, that one grew and that one grew, but technically they're not glitching into each other yet. So, still unsure. Although, that one was kind of placed into the other one, so yeah, maybe it's not an issue after all. Still, lots and lots of logs, which means we can continue to build our houses. And we are going to have so many of them. I said so many of them. There we go. The farm is now looking significantly better. Although, sadly, we did lose quite a bit of food from all of that stuff rotting. And, of course, we had brand new people as well, which definitely needed to be fed. At this point, the food should now be going back up again. Also, were the pies ever made? Apparently not. Oh, because we have not yet made the stone oven. Okay. Stone oven, build now, please. I would like to see if those pies make people happy. Does the chef have the power of happiness over the people? There are a bunch of enemies just sort of chilling over here. Let's crash their party. With glorious fire. Focus on the leader. Even the clerics got a few hits in there. Well done. And quite a few levels as well, so a very good fight indeed for us. Well, there we have it. A tasty meal is indeed a plus to their happiness. So now we really should go for the higher end types of foods, which I believe, well, they're all meat-based, which means our shepherd is going to be losing a lot of its flock as time goes by. So we have the pot pie and the roasted rack of mutton. We do have cornbread though, and maybe this would work out. I don't really know. It's definitely one of the higher level ones. Requires level 3, the same as the pie, so maybe cornbread is a good alternative that doesn't cause me to constantly have to kill our livestock, which is a very manual and very annoying process. And that requires cornmeal and sacks of flour. There's the sack of flour. So, cornmeal, where are you? There we are. So let's maintain 10 of those as well. Didn't mean to do that twice, but that's fine. And then we will have cornbread. Maintain 10 as well. This is getting a bit messy now, so I will change up how all this works soon. But have that as the highest. And let's stop making the pie for a while, just to see if this works out. Okay, I'm hoping that works out. It is quite an expensive food. Not as expensive as the pie, mind you, but we'll see if that works. And that's for one of the missions later on. And you have nothing I really care about or can't make myself. Although there's probably stuff we need to sell. So, to answer the question posed earlier, no. There's no real negative to putting the trees really close to each other. Definitely a bit buggy. Borderline abusing a bug, but it's definitely the best way to do things. Invaders are approaching with a named ogre. Well, a named orc apparently. An orc gone terribly wrong. I still see them as ogres. Maybe I should focus on the archers doing the real damage and not the tank. Too bad, we're pretending to be NPCs. Cora is now a better archer, well done to you. Oh yeah, now that everyone's leveled up, our military is so much better than it used to be. And slowly, the chests are being removed. The problem is, we're doing so much building at the moment still, it's difficult to get everything done. We need more basic workers, really. 1 moment later, and Mountain is here. Who is indeed called Noga, so this is Ogo's army. Mountain, why you stop fighting? Ogo, can you not hear the chimes? I have no idea how to make him sound silly, but also not almost offensive. Like old memory, me no want to fight anymore. Mountain, ridiculous! This is war, for shinies, forwards! Aw, let's be friends. No, me no want to fight anymore. What about you, little people? If me no feel like fighting, what you do? We could kill these and get loads of experience, but I don't trust myself here, so let's be friends, Ogre. Ah, but the shinies! Fine. Mountain, my friend, me no go where he no go. Your town safe for now. We return when Can is well. See you later. Mountain leaves you a gift. Aww. Thank you, Mountain. You're the best. Well, there's the first event all out of the way, and apparently he loves us. Aww. He's got a fox in the room. Is this Farmy's bed? Oh, please say this is Farmy's bed. No, it's Stitch. You have betrayed Farmy. It seems I actually need a new cook. Our cook is not able to keep up with the demand for everything going on right now. So, we need to make a new chef spoon, and then make a new farmer, so then that farmer can eventually be upgraded into a cook. So, what I would like is to have a quick look-see at our people. We have quite a few of them, and yes, people are really sad at the moment because their food is now bland. Everything went bad very quickly. So when it comes to mind, you would make a decent warrior. But you would make a decent farmer as well, so that's fine. You are our new farmer. And soon I will upgrade you into a chef as well. On the upside, our blacksmith has now leveled up, which means we can start making some of the more exotic items. Things like the silver mail and the steel shield, and even some silver helmets. So let's get all of our knights kitted out first. And then I would also like a couple of long swords, which are also for knights. There we go. So once all that is done, our 2 current knights will be completely upgraded. I'm only making 3 steel shields because we just happen to have that much gold. Speaking of which, really should maintain that as well. An Orcish war chief has appeared. The Red Kiln believes that advancement can only come from conflict between equals. Can is no longer, and where one falls, those stronger and more cunning will rise. Now that I am here, I see you are not yet worthy of facing even the least of my camp chiefs. In your eyes flame not the lust for mastery. The age of this Can is over, but new light seeps from the horizon. We do as Sid bade and respect the mark of the 4 colours. Once again, reading this, so much fun. Place a scout gong, smelted by your metalworker, in your territory to mark your readiness for battle. So that's where we use the hats, which we've been collecting as we've been killing their forces anyway. Once we get those, which we already have, we can make a gong, we put down the gong, it summons the enemy. And now we have some more farmland as well, which is really, really helpful. How's food going anyway? Our value's going up. Okay, good, food is going back up. It did go down to only 500. Now I've started to do things a bit more efficiently. I've placed some chests only for food here. I'm getting the new farmers and soon the new cooks. Everything should be back on track very soon. Who's ready for some serious lag? And remove. Now all of these items count as entities and need to be moved as soon as possible, because right now they are lagging up the game something fierce. It's just went from 60 FPS down to 42 purely because of this. Yeah. So if the workers could get on this nice and quickly, that would be great. You don't have any other jobs to do anyway. The mining is finished and nothing is currently being built. Our new farmer is now a cook. So what we need now is some new stations, so that she can use those whilst these ones are in use. And once that's done, I think the food problem, at least the more high quality food problem, should be fixed. The unusable is now also becoming a farmer. Although at the moment our food is going up rapidly now, we are already on 1,200 and most of it has already been cooked, so we are definitely doing better. I just want the new farmer because very soon I will be expanding this area again, but also I will be wanting a new shepherd to replace Trappy. Well, to work alongside Trappy, because I want more chickens, because we need more eggs if we're going to make that weird cornbread stuff. This stuff here, which is of course just cornbread, which I'm still not sure if that actually brings happiness or not, like the pie. I'm just hoping it does. A brand new person at last. Things are finally looking up. Hello there, new person. What are your stats like? Pretty basic, honestly, so maybe you could become the shepherd. Which means you will have to be a trapper for a while, which is fine. So let's make some trapping areas again as soon as you get that knife. And let's just put the trapping areas over here, near the forest. That makes sense, right? This whole area is yours to trap. Yes. A new day and a brand new person again. Things are really looking up now. Everything is going back to normal, except for now we have far more people. So hello there, your stats are decent, and you are an optimistic. Thank you. I'm glad you're an optimist, you are happy, everything is good in your life, and you are also excitable, which makes them happier even faster. You need to be called happy or something, but either way, glad to have you on board, sir. I've also replaced a lot of these tiles with chicken tiles, so now we have less sheep, because as you can see, we are kind of overflowing with wool. We do not need this many sheep, especially since this time I'm trying to get value from building, rather than value from constantly crafting things. So, yeah, we don't need that many sheep, especially since we're not using them for mutton as well. Either way, let's just put down some more chests. I am now once again making chests, and soon the main storage will be completely filled. There we are. Speaking of which, how are these doing? Okay, not completely full yet. That's great to know. Most of these have been picked up. We just need more workers, and that's really it. We need more workers to constantly move stuff around and to make things run better. My lord, those are wolves. Okay. Well, that just happened. I really need to put my soldiers on guard duty over here. Run! Really? You're going to just destroy our doors? Thanks for that. Where did those wolves get to? Okay, they're just kind of chilling over here. That's fine. Ooh, burning to death there, thus leveling up Cora. At this point, I would also like to quickly point out that our knights are completely equipped now with all of the upgraded items. So they are pretty hard to kill and actually hurt quite a bit, despite the fact they're not really meant to be dealing all that much damage. And back to work, everyone. Thank you. 7 silkweed bundles, and you'll get me a special type of tree. That's fine. I would also like to point out that last time a lot of people were asking, why don't I just make a bridge here if occasionally the shepherd glitches out and tries to get stuff from all the way over here? And the reason is, if we do build this bridge, enemies are then fighting us on both sides. I may have actually mentioned that earlier, now I'm coming to think about it, but I have been recording now for almost 4 hours, just playing this one game. My mind is starting to melt. A little while later, we now have 26 people, and I'm really running out of time for today's episode. And one thing I would like to say is that after making the cornbread for a very long time, and even seeing people eat it, it really does seem like it doesn't actually make people happy. The only one which does seem to give you this bonus, ate a tasty meal, is the pot pie. We actually need to keep on killing chickens in order to get the pie to make people a little bit extra happy, which means their food counts as 2 happiness, which is a very, very big deal indeed. And now that we have more homes, and even more homes on the way, almost everyone will have the bonus of comfy bed and a spacious area every single day, which means finally people will be happy. I don't think I've achieved quite as much as I wanted to originally in this video, but we have got a lot of stuff done, we've learned a lot, and we are going to have way more chickens soon as our trapper is high enough level. In fact, you are high enough level now, which means as soon as I make ourselves a shepherd's crook, we can have a second shepherd, which means we can get some more chicken, which will make everyone happier. So let's make a couple of these, because likely I will need more than 2 shepherds, to be perfectly honest. So let's just shove this up here for now. Same with the other one. There we go. So tomorrow, our trapper can become the new shepherd. And incoming a bit of a fight. I still need to make the 2-handed swords for the footmen, to make them a little bit stronger. And down goes the encampment, with one fellow left. There we go, all nice and done, nice and easy. Almost all of our soldiers are now maximum level as well, as you can see. Yep, all of our clerics are maxed, all of our archers are, both of our footmen are, and both of our knights are. We've got a really elite force at the moment, and it's really showing. But I'm afraid I am all out of time, so before we go, one last look at all the people who are currently available. This time, actually remembering it. So we have Mel here, who is our cleric, that is available. We have you, another cleric, who is available. We have you, the cook at the moment, and likely a cook forever. We have Runa, the farmer. We then have Lorna, the trapper, soon to be shepherd. And then we have these two workers, Asher and Roki. I'm not very good with name pronunciation, as you can probably tell. So in the comments, if you would like to rename any of those, simply remember to put the name of the person in your comment so that I can find it easier. Thank you so much for watching. If you have enjoyed the video, then of course, likes, favorites, shares, comments, all that good stuff helps out me, helps out the channel, and most importantly, shows that Stonehearth is a series you would like to see continued in the future. I've actually had a lot of fun today, and now we're on the right track. Everything should speed up, hopefully, so we can do a few more goals in the upcoming videos. Thank you so much for your support, thank you for watching, and goodbye.